This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show. Brian, check out this hot boomer game I've been playing on my phone. You put blocks in the spots. It's kind of Tetris-y.
You mean Tetris?
Well, but they don't fall from the top. They just kind of exist, and you put them in the right spot. And
it has the sound effect of a boomer Facebook game.
It really does. And I wish I could turn the sound off, but even when, I could turn it all the way down, but I want the listener to be in on this for a second, you know?
Are we sponsored by this game or something?
No, I'm just really hooked on this for no reason. I'm not going to name what it is for that purpose. But I'm getting to the point now where I've already passed my high score, and so I'm just going to keep going here for a second to see if I can get any further before I run out of space. Oh, shit. I already can't fit that one.
Well, listener, this is Jump on the Bat-Wagon, the show where my friend shows me the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial airdate order, the way that human beings would have done it in the far gone days of the 1900s.
And I'm Brian.
You should... James took out the whole. You can. Yeah,
I sure did. There's a literal slash through it now because I leave everything we've ever done in the format, but I cross it out just in case I ever want to return to it. Like I've crossed out "or the arm of roaches behind Bullock's coat" near the end of.
Can you do me a favor and read just the crossed out stuff?
Okay, pretend we are starting the podcast now.
Yeah.
We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast to get the full experience out of our discussion. I can't make you do that, but I can make Brian do that. Or the arm of roaches behind Bullock's coat. Is that satisfactory to you?
That's a great way to start a
woman.
My household has been having conversations about the banana universe, without any exaggeration.
It's getting a little out of hand. I have to say, if you're listening, bananas, do your comments in reverse order of how you think you're doing them, because I'm reading the comments from newest to oldest, and I think that you're commenting them in such an order I'm supposed to read to where you get what I'm saying? Like flip it.
I don't.
So that they're flipped correctly. All right?
Well,
anyway, what were you saying?
I'm saying that I'm kind of thinking about just trying to design up, mock up a Banana Man.
Oh yeah,
like Banana Man tree. Says okay. Yeah. Not even family tree, just T-shirt. I'm trying to picture Mark Aquino sent in that photo.
Yeah, we
should
profit off of this, and it's ours anyway. We own anything that's said on this podcast is our intellectual property. Dylan Pollock belongs to us. Is what I'm saying. The phrase "greetings" is ours.
Anything keen.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep it
so
keen effects.
This is Jump on the Bat-Wagon. We are capitalism. We own you.
We are Hardak capitalism. Brainiac and Hardak have fused together to form Dr. Capitalism. Brainiac. Hardak. Fuck. Just with
brainy hard.
Hard brain.
There we go. That's the one.
It took us a while, but there it is. At the time of this recording, Superman
11:43 a.m.
Yeah, Superman the Animated Series. I, for some reason, forgot where the clock was on my screen.
This feels like a good time to record a podcast. I feel not asleep.
Yeah, it's not sleepy morning. It's not sleepy night. It's right in the
middle.
We're
just here.
At the time of this recording, Superman the Animated Series streaming on HBO Max or not HBO Max. What the fuck? It's just Max now. Available on DVD and Blu-ray.
Apparently, you should have said the word HBO in your.
I didn't cross it out, so I didn't know what I was supposed to read. So today, this is episode 103 of the podcast. We're watching Superman the Animated Series episode Identity Crisis. Yay!
Man, we finally hit 103.
I know, big 103.
I'm really looking forward to all the comments for 103. We hit 103, baby.
I know, everyone's going to congratulate us for sure. Even though this is the 107th episode, technically. I figured it out because Spotify actually tells you how many episodes total there are, so I can look on here. But, bonuses and Yoppie guides and all that stuff. Yopisodes.
103 of official, though.
103, baby. 103. We made it to Identity Crisis.
103.
103. This originally aired Monday, September 15th, 1997 at 4:30 p.m. on the WB.
Never forget.
This aired 2 days after our last episode, Livewire.
Never forget.
Is that a better way to say it so I don't have to say skipped?
Yeah.
Cool. This is the 19th aired episode and 20th produced episode.
And 103rd to air
podcast. Remember, listener, you can go to bit.ly/watchdcau to follow along with us. The link is in the description.
Oh, do we need to talk about March? That was kind of like
March!
Musical.
Yes.
Just like it's a month. It's a thing that you can do. Like armies have really adopted it. Let's go watch an episode.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to describe what's in March while I did the Seinfeld
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, listener, guess what? March 9th. You probably know this because you are a listener of this podcast. We're doing a live podcast, and we want you there. Dylan. We've been having a conversation with Dylan, who's got some work stuff that might be impeding his ability to show up. But don't worry, we're gonna bring Giselle out instead of Dylan.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
Keen,
right way to do it. And Keen. Keen's kind of got... Guys, everyone just quit your jobs. Like, money's fake anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Everything on this podcast is our intellectual property. Where you can't even
including
make money
you.
Anyway. Your body, your soul, your mind, your hard brain is ours for the taking. Story of this episode is by Robert Goodman and Joe R. Lansdale. Robert Goodman previously wrote Feeding Time and Blasts from the Past, and Joe R. Lansdale previously wrote Perchance to Dream, Read My Lips, and Showdown. That was the Jim
I didn't
Hicks
even
episode.
say much about the March 9th podcast thing, did I? Wait, no, you take over now.
Okay. On March 9th, we're doing a live podcast in front of you, the person listening to this right now. You got to come to Eugene, Oregon. We're going to watch Superman the Animated Series episode that starts the letters WF. Those are the initials of the episode. You'll know what I'm talking about. And you come listen to it, a live podcast. You watch the episode with us. It'll be really fun and cool.
What? Thank you.
The teleplay is by Robert Goodman, and the director is Kurt Gaeta, who previously directed Lasac, Feeding Time, Stolen Memories, Tools of the Trade, and Live Wire. Never forget. Music is by Christopher Carter, who previously composed Lockup, Catwalk, Fun and Games, A Little Piece of Home, Tools of the Trade, and Blasts from the Past Part 1. And animation is by Coco and Dong Yang, previously animated 42 episodes of BTAS, as well as Lasac, Feeding Time, Stolen Memories, Tools of the Trade, Blast from the Past, and Livewire. Never forget. This is the... I don't know why we're saying that, but we are. Now, Brian, is your back in such a way that we may do push-ups? If not, I will do your push-ups as well. You tell me.
Let me try.
Okay.
Why are we doing push-ups, Jamie? What is this all about?
We do push-ups because people send us Yoppie beverages. You can head to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie bev to support the show. We'll give you a shout-out in an upcoming episode. And we also do a push-up for every $1. So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. I've written kind of reshuffling.
I really
We're
like
organizing.
that one.
Yeah. Today's Yoppie Bev comes to us from Nick Sorensen, who recently celebrated their birthday. Thanks for giving us 100 episodes of Yoppie fun listening to you dudes revisit the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial air date order. And here's to seeing this episode reach episode 103. Just kidding. They said 100, but it was a couple weeks ago. I bet James and Brian can't do X number of backflips anytime I buy them a beverage. No, I can't do any backflips.
I've only done 2 backflips in my life, and I don't know that I could do more.
Were they the standing kind or the jump off a table kind?
I'm actually proud of this. One was the standing kind.
Wow.
The other wasn't the jump off a table kind. It was the take 2 steps running up a wall and do a backflip kind.
Whoa. Okay. That gets a... I just kind of pressed the area of the buttons. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Palm mash down.
Impressive. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. You'll have to show me sometime and fail at it and break your back even more.
No, thanks.
But anyway, I'm going to do, it's 2 Yoppie Beps, so there's 10 push-ups. So you ready to go?
Okay, let's do it.
1, 2, 3 Nick Sorensen, 4 Nick Sorensen, 5 Nick Sorensen, 6 Nick Sorensen, 7 Nick Sorensen, 8 Nick Sorensen, 9 Nick Sorensen, 10 Nick Sorensen. Brian is now limp on the floor. I killed him.
Can't get up.
That's what I said. Did you manage to do 10?
Yeah, I was being slow and metered and cautious about him, but
knees on the floor.
That was okay. We'll see
elbows on the floor
in a half an hour.
Entire body on the floor.
I was just looking up. 1, 2, 3.
And Dylan's like, do you guys really do these? Yes. Fuck off. All right, let's watch the episode. Bye.
Come, let's look you over. What going on? Me am Superman? Yes, of course you are.
At least his programmed memories are holding, although the damage has clearly affected some parts of his brain.
No kidding.
What am me?
Bizarro, that's what you am.
Mercy. Bizarro? That not my name.
If the shoe fits, handsome.
No, me am Superman. Me am hero. Me show you.
That's coming out of your pay.
You know Brian. Me am Brian. Brian
No,
saved.
impossible. Me am only Brian.
Me am DVD and Blu-ray. Your dog's trotting.
Or like weird clone versions of my dog.
Your dog's floating.
Just going, me am Blu-ray.
Yeah, they're just slightly contorted looking. Yeah.
Like
And they have really tiny feet.
60% desaturation.
Yeah. Slightly oranger.
Teeth, little more crooked and green.
Yes. You want to tell me what happens in Identity Crisis, Brian?
Senyap.
Yes.
If you're wondering,
Okay.
Senyap.
Cooney.
What you just watched, Senyap. Take a listen to the synopsis. The shortened summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
Should have had a Bizarro version of that song queued up. If I'm wondering what me just watch.
It's just slightly like atonal.
Yeah. Oh, like the music that we talked about. Anyways, tell me what happens. What happens?
Also, like tip of the cap to Cooney, who's doing the art school thing, all hardcore like.
Yes.
Yeah, just saying.
That's all.
I see listeners' stories, and
Yeah.
I say, yeah, buddy, you
Cooney
go get it.
consistently has an Instagram note. I haven't been doing notes. They're like temporary status updates, essentially. And I see Cooney's all the time, and nobody else is doing them. Cooney's blazing the trail for Instagram notes.
They should just call it Instagram Coonies.
Yes, I thought so. I should just email whoever the hell runs Instagram, Dr.
Bill Gates.
Instagram, Mr. Instagram himself. Bill Gates.
Dr. Bill Instagram Gates.
Yeah. Billy Instagram, they call him. There's like the if you're listening to this and you haven't seen, I was posting it around that we do have like a an account that's impersonating us on Telegram right now, the Watchtower database. It's not the Yoppie Tower.
That's
database.
how you know you've made it.
That's what I was saying. But they have actually scammed a couple of people into sending them money, so it's very irritating. If you see us on Telegram, we're not on Telegram, so it's not us. If you see if a Watchtower database looking account ever asks you to send them money, and they're not prefacing it with patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower or buy a coffee for this podcast, then it's not us. Please don't do it. But if
you see one from the Podtower, then definitely give it all your money.
Yeah, it's obvious. If you see one from Yoppie Tower database, just send all the money. They really need it over there. But I was interacting with them, and they had like a response of like, or what was it? Just flex. We can shut down your YouTube channel at any time, kind of threat or whatever. Like completely empty. And I had posted that to Twitter with just the caption like ha 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 or something, and someone was like, watch out, James, that's John YouTube right there, you can take down your channel.
Man, the John YouTube,
known fisher. John YouTube. Anyway,
he's so famous he's infamous.
Yes, just like Bizarro.
Okay, so let's start this off strong, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what's the necessary stuff? Superman wants to kiss children.
Yeah, he wants to kiss.
He also wants to kiss construction workers.
Yes. Superman, we love you. Come kiss us, they say. Look for context. He kneels down and like rubs a little kid on the top of the head, and he's like, "Okay, goodbye, have a nice day." And you're like, "Kiss him" or whatever, kiss the child, and then he flies past the same crane from Livewire, the same guy in it, I think, and then he's just like, "Well, we love you, Superman.
We love you."
You're like, "Kiss him."
Kiss him.
And then when he catches Clark Kent, I think you said it too, but yeah.
Kiss yourself, Superman.
Oh, sorry about that, Mr. Kent. What? Anyway.
So yeah, just important bits here.
Yes.
There's a Superman flying around doing good deeds, and then Superman saves Clark Kent and Lois, and you see Clark like get thrown out of a car, basically. Just short versions here. Clark gets thrown out of a car and Superman saves him, and Clark is like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And Lois is like, "Well, this is normal. Look, it's Superman sending us to Clark Kent."
Clearly, they're two different people. Yeah.
And then Clark goes to take a walk. That's not important anyway. So then we see Superman catch up with this other Superman, and Superman number 1 is like, Superman number 2, your makeup is wearing off, and Superman 2 is like, that's impossible. And then they fight a little bit, and then Superman number 2 like starts to get really ragged looking, and his skin is really pale, and his hair is really greasy and long, and also his clothing becomes desaturated.
I have a thought on that, but it's really not a good explanation, but we'll continue.
I think the explanation is probably the animators wanted you to be able to tell the Superman apart easierly.
Yeah.
Oh, also the graphic design on his costume gets fucked up. The S is less of an S and more of a
It is. It stands for hop.
So
it's not on my planet. It means on me planet. It means hop.
Yeah. So we got this Superman who's now looking not really like Superman at all, and his vocabulary's gone down to like, it's pretty much the same, but he like R and is don't exist. They're replaced by the word am.
Yeah, it's like a first grader trying to talk or whatever.
It's like how animators might animate and script a first grader talking like a first grader. Like, I don't think first graders actually talk like that. I think
the average first grader that Superman saved and kissed at the start of the episode, he talked a lot better already. So.
Tommy, you be safe. Mwah.
Superman. I think we said like, we do that on Krypton. Like, I don't know. I thought that's what. Sorry about that.
Superman, we love you. Oh, you know what that calls for? On Krypton, we super kiss construction workers.
We kiss them for their horrible construction of our buildings that topple over at the slightest earthquake. We just want to make sure they know they're loved, despite their horrific ability to construct buildings.
Okay, I'm gonna rush through this one.
Yes, please.
There's some fun details we can talk about, like anti-Nega Superman, who we later find out it becomes dubbed Bizarro, like throws a wrecking ball that was wrecking a building at a wedding, and that's funny.
You were excited again, like much like the baby last time. You're like, hell yeah, as it's flying toward the wedding. Like everything Brian is against. Let us have people throw giant construction vehicles at it.
We got a symbol of love going on here. Crush it.
Turn Superman into a weird like monster and make them kill them.
Yeah, this is great for me. But so Bizarro flies up to this mountain lab, and guess what? Lex Luthor's been cloning Supermen, and he makes them badly, so their clothing desaturates. And then Lois is there, and Superman like shows up because they're gonna like blow it up, but then Bizarro's going nuts, and he's gonna try to kill everybody, and Superman comes to save him, and the bad guys get out, and Lois is like crushed but not crushed, and Superman's like, I'll lift this crushing rock off of you so that your legs don't bruise too much, I guess. And then Bizarro's like, I'm gonna save you from a collapsing building, and then it blows up with Superman and Lois getting out with 4 seconds to spare, and then being like, wow, I wonder if Bizarro's still alive. And Superman's like, I don't know, but maybe he's got a good heart. That would be cool if he was alive. And Lois is like, well, he's your DNA. He's made from the good stuff. And then you yell at the TV for Superman to kiss Lois.
And he didn't. Their mouths were like an inch away, and they just smiled and the end.
Yeah,
I sure hope he's still alive. I'd love to kiss him someday. Just like a big old smooch.
He's got pretty bad dental things going on, but you know what? It doesn't mean I can't kiss him on the forehead.
I wish he had stayed looking exactly like me, but it's always been a fantasy of mine.
If you saw a clone you walking down the street, would you kiss you?
I think I'd ask permission first, but
why?
Always get consent.
Well, no. But if this is a clone you and you've always wanted to kiss you, then the clone you would want to. He would have a similar thing, right?
You'd just be like, logic adds up.
No consent needed.
I think it is definitely more likely it'll be a clone than it'll be a person that looks like me. Or it's me time traveling and I immediately grab myself by the shoulders and just say like,
Jamie, quick, there's no time.
I came back. Yeah, there's no time to explain. Just kiss me on the lips right now. And I go, oh, you need some chapstick. Please hurry up. As I reach for the chapstick. Yeah,
man, I can't wait to see Reality and all those lips needing chapstick
There are
shots.
A couple close-ups of my lips that are real bad that I'm going to have to try to...
Are you going to press the AI button so they're pretty?
Yeah, I'm going to just going to say, hey, AI, make me better lips. And it'll go, yes, master, I'm a computer.
It's going to give you some Jessica Rabbit impersonator lips.
And hips. The official synopsis for this episode is that Superman encounters Bizarro, an imperfect genetic double of the Man of Steel, who tries to take Superman's place as Metropolis's hero.
Episode 103, baby.
103! Yeah, what was so at the start of the episode, Superman saves those kids. He kisses children, and that was what I was talking about before. Was that someone has a video online of like the scene that you play chicken long enough, you fry from Batman, and that scene side by side as like here's how the two heroes would do the same situation essentially. But like everyone in the comments of that video is like, yes, but this is Bizarro. This is not actually like this is a horrible example. And maybe the person that uploaded that knows that. I don't know. But it's always been kind of funny that it's framed as if it's like, check out how dorky and stupid Superman is. Even when he's leaving the scene, like it's written like that on purpose. The kids are like, what a dork. What a fucking stupid speech he just gave us or whatever as he's flying away. So, yeah.
That's a fair point. I think there could also be a counter argument of like if it's his clone,
right?
Then...
Well, he was already sort of talking a little more like, Superman's a little bit cheesy in these things, but it's like ramped up.
That's
it's
fair.
up to this one goes to 11, and it's just like he's saying a bunch of stuff that's he would normally say, but it's just teetering past that edge of like a little too cheesy, a little too like 40s comic book or whatever dialogue.
And don't forget to brush your teeth.
Yeah,
Timmy.
basically, he should have said that. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. And Superman would probably do the same kind of thing though with that kid because whatever, he'd kiss him too, not just Bizarro.
Superman just loves kisses.
He loves children. Just
Superman loves children, love kisses. Put them together sometime. It's fine.
Superman loves kisses, I think, is a good subtitle. Maybe not the children part.
No.
You have to come listen to the actual podcast for that. We don't condone this behavior. What did you think of this episode?
It was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, what were you expecting?
I don't know. I really don't know. I never know what to expect. Like, children electrifying to death and Superman's going to punch someone. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess it starts off like on the close-up of that kid crying on the tower and you're like, oh, what is happening here? You just went, as soon as he was on screen. But I mean, I think the like predictable, easy way to go about this episode would be, see, evil Superman, and that's it. Like there's nothing more like deep to it than that. It's just Superman deteriorated into a bad guy, but he thinks he's doing all the right stuff, and even by the end, he's like sort of sympathetic with like he thinks he's Superman.
Yeah, it was kind of. I don't know. I don't know if I liked the direction of Bizarro being so stupid that like. There's like a wrecking ball, and he's like, I am Superman, gonna save building from wrecking ball.
Yeah, me save building.
Yeah,
I do think that all that stuff is pretty funny. Like it's written well in that like, so he just like he's not aware of what it actually needs saving or whatever. But I do get what you're saying also that it's if he was really Superman or whatever, but he's deteriorated. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird choice that it's like, he's doing like such the wrong thing that he's putting people's lives at risk, but like a drawbridge, he's like, no, drawbridge breaking, must weld it back together.
Bridge,
like the ship is going to destroy the bridge.
Yeah, he's just not aware of like what's happening around whatever.
No consequences.
He just sees a bad thing happening. I don't know.
But I did like it. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was certainly a unique episode, and it didn't quite play out the way that I was expecting it to.
I mean, I think it, despite, I guess I can agree with wishing that it wasn't like he was just stupid or whatever. But I like that it's not a typical, like at one point you said like it's Clayface, right? Like you were almost, because it's one of those things where it could turn out to be Clayface, or whatever. Why is he melting or whatever? But I don't know, it's never stood out to me as like a bad choice to have made it be that way, where he's like, doesn't understand. He's like a child or whatever. Like he just sees what's in front of him and not the consequences of his actions and stuff. But I think it's a better, I don't know. I've never read a comic story with Bizarro that I've liked. Maybe there's a good one out there that someone can scream at me later next time. But usually his shtick is like a like literal opposite of Superman. So like the S is a Z on his chest for Bizarro, and then he like will do stuff like he'll
Shouldn't it be a B?
No, I don't know. It's just like a mirror image essentially, and so he's like he'll do stuff like his sentences are structured more like me am happy, like when he's angry, or he'll do stuff like that where he's just saying the literal opposite of everything. And I don't know that I like that as much as him just thinking he's Superman but his brain melted. Like I think that's a lot more interesting version. But
the weird thing to me is like, of course you have to show the degradation of it, but like it actually looked like he was like, when he starts turning more Bizarro, less Superman, it did look like it was actually makeup coming off.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's actually like his skin changing?
I feel like if this was animated by TMS, there would be a lot more like grotesque of a change over time.
I think that's what I wanted, like streaking and splotching instead of like, it looked like puzzle pieces that have rubbed off.
His face starts to two-face a bit or something, and then both sides are two-faced and that kind of thing.
See, that would be sick.
Yeah, but instead it's just like, my hands are flaking, my skin is flaking, and then in the next shot he's full Bizarro, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't look so good. Now you look exactly like a Bizarro.
I get the thing for me too is like, I get it. I get that they're trying to show this like complete like degradation, but like maybe just leave his costume the same.
Well, that's the thing is, so to me it's either he has a Superman shell, a skin over his Bizarro-ness, and that like goes away, and that's what's underneath, or those Supermen in the tubes at the end, even when they blast out of the tubes, there's still that weird like milky yellow silhouette-y looking thing, which you would think is just the lighting effects on them being in the tubes, but even when they're out of the tubes they look like that. So I guess maybe my thought has always been that like when they clone Superman, somehow the costume came with it, like that is his skin or whatever. So when Bizarro Superman deteriorates, so does his everything, and so the costume deteriorates too.
Okay, I'm gonna take that thought of yours and make it awful.
Is Bizarro fully functional? Is this what you're going to ask?
Nope. So you're saying that his cape is just an extra large
skin.
bit of loose skin flapping behind him as he flies?
Hope so, yeah.
Oh.
This is never explained or confirmed what I'm saying. That's kind of been in my head as like, it makes him a little bit grosser and it makes him more like, I don't know, easily explainable. The real explanation is just that, hey, he's got to have a different character design, but, But, like, his face and everything and his skin tone is enough so that, like, you could leave him in a spotless Superman outfit and you'd still be able to tell the difference. Yeah. I mean, I think it's maybe just supposed to be closer to the comic look. It has a little bit more purple of a costume than Superman's. So I don't know. It's kind of a happy medium for their version, I guess. But
I think it's kind of a weird choice.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm just trying to. I always try to explain what I can, but sometimes,
I'm gonna take your positivity and just throw it out the window.
Fuck you, and then give me
Bizarro
a kiss.
Sucks. Superman kisses kids.
That's what his tooth gap is for. You can get lots of extra kiss suction power. You want to hear the cast of this episode?
Yeah, just anything to change subject.
All right, cool. This is Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent / Bizarro. Dana
Does
Delaney.
he do all of Bizarro or just the beginning? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I've always thought that was fun. Dana Delaney as Lois Lane, Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor, Lisa Edelstein as Mercy Graves. We have Robert Ito as Dr. Tang, scientist man in the mountain lab.
Robert
Ito? He was previously Kyodai Ken, the ninja in BTAS.
Fuck, okay, okay.
John Rubino as helicopter pilot, previously museum guard in Catwalk and Dr. Vale in The Way of All Flesh. I think he was just the guy saying like, thanks, we got it from here. And that's his only line or whatever.
Such a legendary line.
I know. Oh, give me a kiss, please, he said. Joe Lala as Maitre D'. Previously Dickie the Thug in Bane and Electrician in Fun and Games. I don't remember a Maitre D' saying anything. It was just people screaming, running out of the restaurant. Maybe it was when they were interviewing him.
Like which direction did they go?
Out the door? Yeah. I don't know.
Well, you see, they blew out through the door, and then they turned 18 degrees northeast, flew off at a pitch of approximately 64 degrees.
Oh, thank you. Now I know where the
miles,
mountain is.
They turned,
Superman flew to the outskirts of Gotham City where there was a mountain for him to. There was a canyon there. Yeah. Well,
I mean, what if? How would this play out if the maitre d' or whatever just like pointed out the door like that way, and Superman just literally flew that way
and kept going forever
for the rest of the episode?
Yeah,
and then everything else happens. No Superman around. He's just still going east.
He just went he just went that way and then looked around with his what did we call his bifocal spectacular in every direction until he saw there's a helicopter on a landing pad on that hill over there. I think that's probably where it is. Yeah. Also, like Bizarro in the restaurant, pulling Lois Lane away from the table to go with him, and he does it like at super speed. So it was another instance where I almost wish he like ripped her arm off on. Oh, me sorry. Like, me's put back on. Like trying to.
He uses his eye glue to reattach her arm, but instead just sets her on fire.
Oh, this am going so wrong. He's trying to fanning the flames and more oxygen. Kendall Cunningham as Tommy, little boy he saves and kisses at the start of the episode. This is people that
you heard it here first. It's canon.
We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode so that you know that he didn't actually kiss anybody. But,
we got a Superman kiss-o-meter running in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, it's still at 0. Kendall Cunningham, only DCAU acting credit. Only ever acted in 12 other things, including Timmy in The Pebble and the Penguin, Kid in Toy Story, and Baby Bug in Thumbelina. All famous roles.
Damn.
Ryan Donahue as Boy Number 1. One of 3 DCAU acting credits. He plays Demix in the Kingdom Hearts games, Randall Weems, and Digger Dave in Recess and the Recess movies. Do you know Recess at all?
Yeah.
Randall is that like hunched over redhead kid that's like, I work with the cafeteria lady. I'm a bad kid.
Don't remember it that well.
Anyway, he's young Kovu in The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. He also plays Kid in Toy Story, but I assume a different kid. I don't know. And he'll be back as 2 other notable child characters.
Okay.
And then we have James Cronin as Boy Number 2. One of 2 DCAU acting credits, and he's only ever acted in 6 other things, including Buzz in the Candlejack episode of Freakazoid, which I think is another kid in that episode. Yeah.
Oh, no, you
Spoilers,
said it.
We've been watching Freakazoid, yeah.
No, I mean, like you said his name. He's
no. Shit, he's in the room with
me.
Yeah. I have very small trivs for this episode.
Okay, well, give me them.
On Batman the Animated Podcast, writer Joe R. Lansdale revealed he found the script difficult as he wasn't accustomed to writing for Superman, so Robert Goodman ended up writing the script himself while Lansdale received story credit, which I'd have to go back and listen to that podcast to know exactly what that means, but I assume that means he started writing the episode and went, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. and then Bob Goodman took over. I don't know.
He just starts off, scene, open.
Superman kisses a child.
Crying child in power line. Superman flies up, grabs Timmy, and kisses him.
On the lips. And then
hey,
Bob
we're
Goodman.
on the lips. Hey, where do I go with this story? I don't know. Superman flies by construction workers and kisses them too. I really need some help on this story.
I've never written Superman before. Help. He kisses everybody, right? That's his thing.
Hey, John, come here. I need a little bit of information from you. Yeah, what's up? Does he wear lipstick or not?
Yeah. And then, does it do mind control like Poison Ivy's lipstick when he kisses people? What do you mean when he kisses people? Never mind.
I'm writing this scene. It got a little bit of troubles. Have Superman and Lex Luthor kissed at this point, or is this the first time?
Do we have to save that for later? Yeah. All I know about Superman is that he kisses people. Oh, we should probably have someone else write this. Yeah.
Superman, the man of kisses. Is it many kisses or just kisses?
Yeah, it's just one kiss. He's a fan of Kiss.
The man of Kiss. He kisses Gene Simmons.
Yeah, Space Gene Simmons. I'm writing the Lobo episode, right? Where he kisses Kiss. When Bizarro destroys the lab's terminal, the ensuing explosion is reused footage from the gas canisters that Superman ignites in The Way of All Flesh.
Whoa.
We haven't had that every Trivs because when I take these from other websites, and I don't know, I haven't watched the episode in a bit. I didn't remember that, but there's plenty. I think it was in Livewire. There was a Toy Man explosion because I saw the little bit of the toy bomb fly by the camera.
I always forget that's a thing until you say it in Trivs. I'm like, I should have been watching. Instead, I was just making out with Superman.
I was too busy kissing Superman to notice. There's a Batman Beyond thing later where an explosion is basically becomes every explosion in Justice League. Like you just see it so often that I've, in hopes that someone that worked on the shows notices the Easter egg or whatever, I've started using it in videos every once in a while. Just as a transition or whatever.
Have you thought about getting that as a tattoo?
Just all the bits in red and all this, in a 16:9 square rectangle.
Put it on your lower back.
Yeah. When the duplicate Superman deteriorates into Bizarro, his suit likewise decays to signify his degenerated status, where it should remain unchanged since it's not a part of Superman's physique. Good trivs. Never would have thought of that.
That's not a triv. That's just an acknowledgement of the animation.
That's opinionated trivs. And Dr. Tang sets the self-destruct to 2 minutes, yet the time between the on-screen activation and detonation is closer to 3 minutes.
That doesn't seem like a real triv. That's a nitpicking.
Interesting. Neat. Yes. So 2 out of 4 we got here for trivs. We should be rating the trivs.
One more triv. In the opening scene, Superman kisses Tommy.
Oh, in the
On
director's
the
cut. In the original writer's cut of this episode, Superman kissed every character.
When you see Clark Kent being thrown out of the car, you can see him reaching into his pocket to apply some chapstick.
Yeah, he knows he's puckering up. He's ready.
He's like, oh, Superman's a-coming. Gotta get glossed up.
Good. He said not understanding what was going on since he was Superman. Oh, I better get lipped up. And then they kiss him. Wait a second. I'm Superman. I do the kissing. To change subjects, you remind me with that scene, though, is that's okay, opening the episode, I think a pretty good misdirect there was like, you have no reason to believe this isn't Superman, and then as soon as Clark Kent flies out of the car, you went like, holy Clark Kent or something. And as he's falling, but then and of course, like, it's a good little moment for him to be caught by Superman so he can be like confused as fuck. But why would he allow himself to fall at all? Like,
I was hoping we could bring up this thing in my head, which was like, Clark gets launched out of the window.
Yeah.
He is Superman. He knows what's
First
going on.
of all, that shouldn't have been possible to begin with. Like, he could have stopped his momentum. He could have...
Literally, what would have happened? He's launched out the car. People would be like, oh no, Clark. And he's just floating. Or does he throw himself onto the cliff or into the water?
He allows himself to pretend to look like he's been murdered so that he can, like, well, I guess I don't have to do this anymore. Or like at least horribly mangled so that, well, I can take a few days off work, paid vacation in the hospital, just sit there with fake bandages on. But then he goes to the hospital, the doctors would be like, hey, you're perfectly fine, actually. Oh, yeah. I recover quickly, I guess.
We did some blood tests on you. We know. We did some blood tests on you. Noticed that you've got some enhanced kissing DNA.
Yeah.
Can we? Yes, thank you. Can we do some tests on this?
It is funny though. I think it's only in some specific version of the Superman 2 movie, the Christopher Reeve movie. He kisses Lois Lane to erase her memory. Was one of his like really stupid powers in that movie. So maybe that's why he's going around kissing people. Yeah, that's why he's going around kissing all the children and everything. He's like, don't worry, it's me here, Clark Kent. Fuck. And then, well, lean in, little kid. What is Superman doing? Oh, you're next. He went through that's why he goes through so much. Yeah. Anyway,
this is my favorite episode in a long time.
It's
103, baby.
103 Bizarro episode we got going.
Love it.
Keen effects here. I think I don't know. A lot of just kind of, like you said before, on par art. Nothing stuck out as like really cool. I guess those Supermen in the tubes were cool, or keen, but only to me really when they popped out they looked normal. When they pop out and still look like little glue stick guys, it's like, why do you like that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that was like visually...
The explosion from a different episode looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's like a pair of like twins at the wedding, I guess. That's keen. I don't know.
It stuck out to you.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have any.
I think we could have had a pretty keen like deterioration, grotesque thing going on in a different.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, is this a record? A new no keen effects? The episode existed. I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. Dr. Tang's Brainiac gun was interesting, but he didn't do anything with it really.
Yeah, no. I guess the Brainiac electric. No. Nope.
Superman's powers. Do we want to add a different name for the hot look, aka Superman's, what was it, glue eyes? Is that what you called them?
I think so.
Or eye glue or something like that?
Maybe it was eye glue.
Yeah. Because we've noticed now that so many episodes where he just like you've said, he completely, when he changes the viscosity of the object or whatever.
Melt?
No, you say it. You're like, oh, you better make the integrity or whatever.
Oh, structural integrity.
Yeah, structural integrity deteriorate on that object. Then because he takes the Daily Planet globe and just melts the little stick it sits on. And then just it back on there. Like, it's perfectly fine now. Like, half the city's like this. I guess, 'cause he just goes around doing that. Yeah.
As if that, like, stand thing wasn't concrete and metal. It was just, like, one big solid block of metal. And he's like,
Play-Doh.
well, I can just heat this up until it's molten and then stick the Daily Planet planet back on top.
Yeah. Don't you
so
know
it's glue. Glue eyes.
Every piece of solid matter can be melted in the exact same way.
Obviously.
It becomes glue.
Bridges, melted.
Yeah. Was there any new power? Not really. I don't think so.
No.
Melting into a different person.
Yeah. That wasn't even his power.
That's true. Let's see. How strong Superman in this episode? He actually, I would say he was stronger than Livewire, because in Livewire he was having a really, really, really hard time with that crane falling off the building. And yet in this, Bizarro threw a big wrecking ball.
He caught it, no problem.
Yeah, he just like easily caught it and then made a joke while floating there, holding it like it was a piece of paper.
Yeah,
I just catch him, and he flies away. He says that. Yeah, he lets go long enough to zip over, kiss the bride, and then zip back and take it away. And the guy just looks at her, the groom, like, "Do you want to tell me something?" Or Superman kisses everybody. Come on,
you know this, Harold.
Yeah, I've caught you and Superman at least 3 times at this point.
All right, well, just running straight with that, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give him 6.7 Superman kisses out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give him
also kisses.
6.4. 6.4 also kisses. 6.4 Play-Doh sculptures of Superman floating in juice. Like they spent a long time on that shot of Bizarro going like, ew, the juice, the green juice, like it was getting all over him. I'm like, I don't want to know what that is.
I was wondering if that was gonna like manipulate his DNA somehow again, like he like refreshes or he melts more, but no, he just am wets.
That actually would have been pretty cool if it was enough to like he soaked it in and turned back into Superman for a second, just enough to like save the day, and then you see him like melting again as the place explodes.
Yeah, see, if
let's rewrite this episode.
Spending so much time writing him kissing everybody, maybe they could have come up with that.
And then he kisses. God damn it, we have 2 days till we need to start storyboarding the episode. Let me fuck around with this. Okay, remove this kiss. Look, I'll just say Joe Lansdale goes on to write one of the weirdest episodes of the DCAU that we'll get to decently soon, and
Batman kisses everyone.
Well, no. But he's a good writer. He wrote Perchance to Dream or some shit, right? That was up there.
Sure.
And the Jonah Hex episode where Jonah Hex kisses everybody.
Oh, that was a good episode.
Yeah. And they're like, you stop. Where is Clayface in this episode? Was he Bizarro?
He's Bizarro.
Okay, cool.
And he's the thing. He's the thing that supports the Daily Planet globe.
Yeah, if Superman's Clayface eyes.
He's bald, I'm bald, we're all bald. But who's the baddest bald of all? It's James and Brian's final call, the Balderarchy.
Brian left. So I get to decide the Balderarchy all by myself. It was Lex Luthor. Is this books or hip hop? It was kind of books, kind of hip hop. I would say, yeah, I'll give it a hip hop. And do I put it on my top 10? Let's see, what is on my top 10 right now? Blast from the Past at number 10 and Fun and Games. I don't think, well, I think I'm going to put it above Blast from the Past. I'll wait for Brian. He's taking his time. I just recently got some new Battlestar Galactica ships that are on my shelf. They're pretty cool. I got a Raptor and the Galactica itself, and I've got a Cylon base star coming. Oh, hey, Brian. What's up? I already did the Balderarchy, books or hip hop, and top 10 without you, but we can do them again. I don't know where you went, but you know,
I that tea went right through me. I chugged it through half of that episode, and I was like, "That's gonna come back to haunt me." And then,
what is this episode called? Identity Crisis.
Identity Crisis.
The bald person is Lex Luthor or Bizarro. It's Lex Luthor. Okay,
Definitely.
Cool. And books or hip hop for this episode?
Hip hop.
Cool. And the top 10? Where do you put it? I know I'm good. I'm good with hip hop as well. I think I made the decision I'm going to put it above Blast from the Past because I think I connected to it more. Sorry, Dan Reba. I don't know. Just an overall more,
even
but
though
still not better than the rest of them so far.
I know. I'm looking at this and I'm kind of. I also think it's better than Fun and Games.
Well, I have it under Fun and Games, but barely. Because it was a TMS episode.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna kick off Fun and Games, and I'm gonna put it on my number 10 as well. Again, we're close on this one.
Yep, that was another solid episode. We're not very in much we don't have our like man bat. Oh no, sorry. You put identity Chris. Identify Chris. I think you meant identify Kiss. All right. Have we finished talking about this episode? Otherwise,
is there anything else we need to touch? Mouths. We touched all our mouths on every little category that we do, but we didn't really mention that cool music thing that you said. When he turns into Bizarro Jordan thing.
Yeah, I know, but I did like it too. Instead of being like Superman, it goes like Superman, like it's like a deteriorating version of the music. Yeah,
not as cool. Heroic.
Bizarro. Bizarro. Yeah. Did you know Bizarro at all before this episode?
No.
Okay, he's probably one of the more like famous Superman villains or whatever. We haven't really talked about that with this show much. Is like before Batman, you knew a lot of the Batman characters just from pop culture and whatever. But
yeah, I
don't know if you're really like if I gave you like a name me 5 Superman villains before this show, I don't know if you could do it besides Lex Luthor probably.
Lex Luthor honestly to me was even like a little bit of a dodgy thing. Like I was like, I know the name. Is he a bad guy though? I guess like it's just kind of.
I like how you said he's going to jail, right? Like, and then just nope. I guess not because
what the hell?
Lois Lane was there. They have it blew up all the evidence. I guess just like Hardak.
But you got this testimony. She could take him to the like.
He has so much money. He could be like that never happened.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
What a cool note to start this on.
Yeah. That yacht. That one small extra yacht. Put it over.
We drop what we drop. Our weekly yacht. Oh yeah, those. Into the comments box first. There sure was a lot. Now Jamie's mad. Too bad we're all. At least I am.
Just
still in Paula.
I don't like that. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Claw Part 2, you can send an email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian.
Cross that out.
So that I have to say it? Is that how it works? This is comments and emails from our previous episode, which was Jump on the Bat-Wagon 102, Livewire, or Guitar Noises Explosion What? Which I also did write down phonetically as where did it go? Wawa digabwa, badidida zabuj what? But it was way too long for the title. It just wasn't going to happen. So this comes to us from Brad. Livewire promotes ivermectin as a vaccine alternative. Guys, holy shit. So you know how everyone last week was all Livewire's Joe Rogan, tee-hee. It's not just them. This is from Superman #1. You know, the 6th Superman #1, earlier this year. It's a panel of Livewire screaming at the camera, the reader, whatever. I'll be back. Livewire's fans won't be denied. You can't cancel me.
Oh, my God.
So that's good. There you go. So yeah, it could be coincidental, but I think it's clear that Thanksgiving dinners at her place would be tense. Anyways, Bizarro episode good. Easily one of the best pieces of Bizarro media, period. Writers like to get too hung up on making him talk backwards and lose sight of just how tragic a character he can be. Almost as tragic as funny, chaotic man's absolute dogshit takes on Superman. Ayo, Boy Scout for life, release the good opinion cut. Peace. Sorry, Ryan, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's directed at you. Metropolis Mayor Franklin Berkowitz, it's come to my attention that Superman has gone rogue and is destroying the city. Worry not, we have the situation under control. Have you finished the surrender letter, Carl? Hurry up. I don't want to be incinerated because you couldn't do your goddamn job. Oh, what's that? Worry not, citizens. The Superman attacking the city was some weird gray thing. We haven't seen him in a while, but I suppose the giant explosion has something to do with all this. Bye. Why do all the people still live here? Whatever. Burn that letter, Carl. Actually, no, keep it in the drawer. We might need it someday. Breaking character, London listener here, or should I say bloody London listener ear chap. I'm not going to do the accent.
What part of London? I need to know details.
I know. Bloody London, I guess, where the blood is.
London, bloody London. Written by the famous London band.
Yes. Utu. Luno Lacola, tug on the super cape. I'd have 4 nickels for every time I encountered the name Identity Crisis. Hope you buttoned up your oven plates and left some Eternal Youth cookies for Yoppie Claus, Brizarro, and jar full of cloned Superman. Now we're back on track with consecutive S-Test episodes with Identity Crisis, a.k.a. No, not the DC event comic. No, not issue 633 of Detective Comics that inspired Dreams in Darkness. No, not that Persona 5 fanfiction I read on AO3. Superman sussed out his imposter, or so Kyodai Ken survived that volcano and got into cloning. So, Bizarro. We finally have a proper anti-Superman in the show, and I think he was done all right. After listening back to Blast from the Past episode featuring Dan Reba, I really noticed the Coco Dong Yang-isms on how scenes play out. That thing for me was Bizarro's off-screen deterioration in front of Superman. Perhaps some small spread of white skin tone could have been done. Yeah, so you're also unhappy with the Coco Dong Yang version of that. And now for some unkeen effects, because 2 parts really weren't good. Firstly, Soup's refried beans clayface vision to stick the Daily Planet globe onto its stand. I legit thought, gross, when that happened. Secondly, the vats of Superman clones. While I liked how they were silhouetted at their reveal, having them retain that silhouetted coloring as they emerged from their breech jars was a no-no for me.
Welcome to the
we
inside
might as well
of our
not
heads.
We're just going to read the mail only from now on. We don't have to have any discussion. Finally, no ejected shells during the car chase shootout at the start of the episode. I guess this episode ended up on the Her Majesty's Secret Service of STAS episodes for me. I started out with good expectations heading into the episode, but I'm left underwhelmed once it ended. Hopefully the next episode will whelm me. I'll get back to you faster than Clark changing to his Superman suit to create a screen wipe transition till we yop again and Yoppie holidays. Yeah, that was actually kind of a keen effect, I guess, that Superman symbol changing the scene, but
I guess.
Yeah. This is from Carly Barrett.
Hey.
So I watch everything with subtitles on, and for the DCAU, it adds an extra layer of comedy if you're streaming on Brian's dog. A lot of the sound effects play on the screen as plain lowercase text, and they don't have the usual brackets to indicate it as a sound effect. They look like dialogue with no capitalization. This has given birth to such great text on the screen as pew pew for guns, tap tap for people walking, and shaff for Batman swinging. Okay, bye, stay yoppy, crunch, crunch. I'm eating chips right now. Carly Very good insight. Thank you. I wouldn't have known.
Love that.
LexCorp cares. Hiya, yoppin' pals. Just your old buddy LexCorp here with a friendly message sent with immense accuracy via LexCorp Messenger Brain Chip Edition.
Hi, John and Branson. It's LexCorp again. I was just calling because I didn't know if you two had noticed in the past few weeks, he's just been something else. I mean, we here at LexCorp have always loved Big Blue, but in the past few weeks, man. Oh, hang on 1 second. Where? He's where? He's coming back. Okay. Shit. Okay. Sorry, John and Branson. I gotta run. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to buy LexCorp, and Superman's always been bad.
Thank you, LexCorp.
Hooray!
Dylan Pollock, Identity Crisis. Is this sent by Dylan or Clayface or Dylan fucking Pollock? I've lost track.
Hey, it's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on Identity Crisis, or This and Thoughts a Week from Pollock Dylan. How does this clone work? How does the clone know he wants to stop Lois? How did real Clark get thrown from a car? How does that happen? I just have many questions. Yep. Is this Tim Daly's best episode yet? Because he's asked to do a lot here. Maybe. He's performing multiple characters and doing stuff very outside of the box of what he's been doing. Also, if you ever watched the Super Friends growing up, this does such a good job turning what was a total joke of a character into someone real and sympathetic and sort of an accidental villain and kind of a sweetheart. But you know what's not accidental, but also doesn't make any sense? The fact that his costume changes as he starts to deteriorate too. Like,
thank you,
is
Dylan?
the costume his skin?
Yes.
I hope not.
I hope so.
Also, I found myself annoyed that in every version of everything Superman, the Daily Planet, that globe at the top of the building is clearly a risk that they really should just get rid of because somebody's constantly knocking that thing over. Yep. It's asking to be knocked over. Anyway, let's get to something not murky. The question of the week.
Thank you.
James' favorite part.
Thank you.
What would the Bizarro Bat-Wagon podcast sound like? Are y'all still the hosts? Or you listener now? You tell me.
Dylan M. host, we am listener. Yeah.
I suppose in this realm, it would be us, but it'd be devolved us. Me and Brian am good podcast host.
Me no have dog.
Can you just have a couple of cats? The theme song is
it's ascending actually. That is really unsettling, so it's pretty close. This is from Hench Reviews, Dino Face Individual. Email sent to all stockholders. Hello, all board members and stockholders. This was only sent to stockholders, right? Right, Harriet? Well, esteemed members of the board, this is Brian James McPollock speaking, CEO and founder of this great website. As you know, the website has been in the dark for a few weeks now due to legal issues. Well, we sadly lost the lawsuit and now owe a lot of money to LexCorp. So it's with a heavy heart that I announce I'm selling Hench Reviews.
No!
There are 3 interested parties, and I'd like for the members of the board, so everyone in the comments of the YouTube post, to vote for who we'll be selling to.
Oh.
Harriet, why are you handing me the names? You know I'm terrible with names. Fine. First we have Jump on the Bat-Wagon starring Jumping Jack Streaker and Brindley Man-Eel. Wayne Tech? Well, I'm shocked by that. Is Bruce going to run the site? No? It will be Alfredo Pencils? Okay, then. And finally, Dr. K. Side. Never heard of him. Well, you heard the news, folks. Get voting. Hopefully I can retire to a nice villa overlooking the Gotham Canyons with this money.
I hope so.
That people actually, let's do that. If it's not in the comments, make it. Someone do that. This is from Ryan Hipp. Indemnities psoriasis, or Tommy Wiseau is Bizarro. What?
Oh, Tommy Wiseau. That would be, if we were doing a live action Tommy Wiseau played Bizarro, I'd be very happy. I just need a second to before we play it, I just need a breather. Do you want to take a deep breath with me, Jamie?
I think, yeah, okay. In through the nose.
Out through the mouth.
Out through the
anus.
Psoriasis. Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
And then we kiss. Okay, here we go.
Yoppie Mail! I got a Yoppie Mail for me! I got a Yoppie Mail for a tree! Yoppie! Yoppie Mail! Me so poo-poo, me so pee-pee!
It's everybody's favorite identity crisis. I totally record this with everything else.
I'm glad JMO's already brought up the Batman You Play Chicken viral clip.
Saves me a little time, haha.
Because as we now know, it's actually Bizarro with all of Lex's cynical ideas of Superman as the Galoot Boy Scout himbo projected onto it. But I think that clip going viral speaks to the cyclical nature of there being people who can't get into Superman because that's all they think the character is, and there being a contingent of gatekeepy fanboy who think that's all the character should be, and it just creates an endless mountain of bullshit, and it poisons the well, and it's why we can't have nice things. Please clap. Don Gang, Coco, I love you, fam, but this episode's looking janky, not gonna lie.
What the fuck is that guy doing back up in the crane? Who the fuck designed Lois's car? How does he just fly out of it like that? Why the fuck are there only half a dozen people at that person's wedding? That's just pathetic.
You am toast.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I was ready for it. Thank you.
Okay. That actually was pretty poignant.
Yeah, that was it made a couple good points there.
And amazing that you did actually bring that up.
Yeah.
I like, as I was listening to it, I'm like, yeah, it is a good point. Wait, how do you know, Ryan?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is a lot of like what Batman should be, what Superman should be, and I feel like Batman's a lot more versatile with like he could be fighting aliens in a little weird whirly gig helicopter and you'd be like, yep, that's Batman, or he could be this like dark, angsty, brooding little dude and you're like, yep, that's Batman. Like, but then Superman just has to be like perfect or it's wrong or whatever in people's eyes a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's pretty stifling. I never really thought of it that way.
I don't know. For me, I'm biased, I guess, just existing with this stuff for so long. I've always just felt like the DCAU Superman is how I feel like Superman is, you know? But I'm sure that there's plenty of people, it's just whatever you grew up with, like, that's what he should be to you. So if it's not that at the moment, and let someone else enjoy that version of Superman, you know?
Wow, what a concept.
Thank you. This is from Jordan Newman, Gotham Insider Musical Minute. Identity Crisis, once again recorded very discreetly in a maintenance hallway because I forgot the deadline.
You're listening to the Gotham Insider, reporting live from Metropolis.
Thank you.
Tonight's top story, Superman was spotted fighting...
Superman.
Sorry, this says Superman was spotted fighting Superman. That can't be right. Is this correct? This is right? Is that like a new power he has? A super fighting himself power? I don't know. He's an alien. He could have a super fighting himself power. I don't know. Now over to the music. I love the Bizarro theme. It's cool. It's the backwards Superman theme. It's got the weird, like, inverted horns part. That's very amusing. It's very chaotic, and it sounds just wrong, and I think that's a lot of fun. Didn't think this one through, did it in one take. Never apologize for loving your fandom and try to stay optimistic.
I'm always optimistic. Thank you, Jordan. Because of you.
Good job doing that last minute in one take. I'm very proud of you.
Yes. Everyone seems to have been doing that this time, and I appreciate it. You have a job to do, you get that job done. Which is you record yourself in a hallway and hope no one hears you. This is from Ashley Tutchin.
The Australian?
Yeah, the Australian.
Wow.
I think we can all agree that Brick is the Bizarrian to James's Struckerman.
Oh,
I suppose so. On an unrelated note, it's just been revealed that in mainstream DC Comics, Batman was trained by a Norse-style Santa Claus back when he was traveling the world in his youth. I guess that explains his bottomless utility belt. It's clearly the same magic as Santa's sack. I like that. I didn't bring that up in our Santa video, but it's a good theory. Now you'll hear me exclaim as I comment out of sight. A Yoppie Christmas to all and all a good night. Have a safe and happy holiday night, everyone, with a K. Is this going to be it is the last episode before Christmas. I didn't even think about that. So hi, happy, all that stuff.
Merry Christmas to you all.
We did it on purpose. Evil banana baby. Eep, eep, oop, oop. Translation, the landlord still wants rent. 2 weeks in a row, and me and my side of the family are the villains of the story. I need a diaper change. Also, don't question how I can party in reverse. I'm a mystical banana baby who is evil. You should have other questions about my existence. Also, not okay. And the banana baby says pee-pee poo-poo. Translation, father has been missing for a few weeks again, so I went to the church of Dylan Pollock to pray he may return soon. They seem to mistake him, our Lord and Savior, for Clayface because the statue of him seems to look a lot like Clayface and not Dylan, but I won't question it and continue to hope and pray my father is okay. Thank you. And Amanda Nab said KO backwards upside down.
Nice.
Nick Sorensen. No, Brian, I don't believe my family has ever been Swedish, to my knowledge.
Well,
they can be now. Start today.
Thank you for the
5
update.
simple payments to Watchtower database on Telegram. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ted Kendrick. Fun fact, Howard Stern is a huge Superman fan and was the writer on Action Comics and Superman for a while in the late 80s after John Byrne.
What?
And I was really surprised by that. And then Ted replied to himself, wait, I got it confused with writer Roger Stern. I lied. Ignore me.
Damn it, Ted.
Thank you, Ted. I said thank you. Wency209. What I love most about this podcast is the fact that Brick Boy is trying to apply real-world logic to fantastical fiction. Hearing him get genuinely frustrated with this type of stuff is an amazing experience. I bet you $1 million when they eventually get to shows like Justice League and whatnot, the "that's not how that works" button is going to be pressed about 90% of the time until the button breaks. Or maybe by the time they get to the later DCAU shows, Brian will just give up and accept that none of this shit makes any sense and just deal with it. Only time can tell. I love you guys. Stay up.
I think it's probably going to go that way.
Yeah. They're spending the whole episode just Banana Boy, it's all good. Banana Landlord, sorry, doesn't pay the rent. And Mark Aquino last first. Identity Crisis, a.k.a. Bizarro, left his Sephora rewards card at home. I know we're not supposed to hype up new characters anymore, but fuck it. Bizarro! I think it was an inspired choice to have Tim Daly as the voice of Bizarro, along with Cream of Mushroom Soup. Love the build-up to when the supposed Superman clone is revealed, but not quite right. The music in this episode is great. Love the Frankenstein-esque tragedy angle they went with here, and understand that they altered his origin in the comics for this, but I do think what they came up with here still worked and that he does genuinely want to help people at first. Boss, biggest bear hugs to the #1 podcast host in this here multiverse of ours, Jungle Cruise and Bungee Cord. Praise to our Lord and Savior.
That'll be a bungee cord. They're cool.
Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast and remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise, of course, to all his loyal disciples. This Christmas, Scarlo A1, Batgirl, Fangirl, Scotty, Cameron, Wency209, Tip Tapricot, Keen Machine, Jordan, Zane Beatty, Chris Knife, Lenola Cola, Juan Pedro, Ashley Touchin, Scrudge, the Banana Family, Ryan Hip, and of course all the Awesome Sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours. You're the absolute best, and don't you ever forget that. God, I hate that this came in late for me again. These past 2 weeks have been pretty stressful for me personally, so I do hope you folks can forgive me for not having these fully done in time. Yeah, I'm really mad.
So mad.
Let's say that someone masquerading as me is flying around calling themselves the real Mark Aquino, going to emo nights, trying to assist customers at my job, even trying to make comments on here. But don't worry, folks. You can rest assured that this is Mark Aquino. Now, remember to listen to this week's episode of the Moopies to Witch Until You Croak podcast with Pillin Dalek and his cousin Dag. It good stuff. Till next week, big ol' poop. Me am flying away. I did love how he like really awkwardly flies too. Like he's got all his limbs splayed out and he's like having troubles changing directions and stuff.
I love that bit where he goes to fly out the like Lex's cliff lair roof and he just like
smashes through.
Kind of smashes through spine first.
Yeah. Yeah. Bizarro, I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
Next week's episode, Brian, is called Target. Do you want to guess which show this is?
Oh, right. Superman.
Yeah!
Yay!
It is Superman. What is this Target? What's Target about?
Last minute shopping for Christmas.
You see, I knew you were going to guess it was Target related. And I even had a conversation in my own brain about this, what I'm saying right now.
I mean, what am I supposed to, like, a bad guy who's an archer?
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, that's okay. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I like that guess.
How am I supposed to?
How would an archer man be good against Superman?
He'd have kryptonite tipped arrows.
Ooh, I like that. Let's write a better episode than Target right now with this description.
Okay. Episode opens up. Archer at an archery range. He's focusing on a target about 100 yards down the range.
Just as he's about to let the arrow loose, Superman flies up and kisses him on the lips.
That's what I
was going to say! Yeah! Thanks for listening, everybody.
Everyone, happy Christmas. Go out onto the street corner nearest you and just pucker up and wait for Superman.
If you see someone who looks exactly like you, it's you. It's a clone. You can kiss them. It's free. It's fine.
Free kisses.
That's what we've established. The Yoppie dude said that I could kiss you because you looked exactly like me. It was fine. What the fuck are you talking about? They're saying back to you.
It's a normal thing. Also, just
if you're in Big Bus and you see Brian, I give you permission to kiss him.
I likely won't be in Big Bus on Christmas.
Oh my God. Bye.
Okay, bye, listener. Be sure to walk from the middle of nowhere to somewhere because you're a country boy.
I haven't pressed that one in a while. Just felt like I needed to get in the Christmas spirit, you know?
Chris, happy Christmas.
But happy Christmas. You can kiss Brian.
Mihol, you go. Me, no, I'm Superman. You am Superman. Superman, save Lois.
You are a hero. Do you think he survived?
I don't know. I've never been in a half-kiloton blast. I hope he did. He turned out to have a good heart.
Well, naturally. He came from good stock.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of The Cat and the Claw Part 2, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.